When we think of princesses, we immediately picture flawless beauty, glowing skin, shining hair, and effortless grace. Portraits show serene faces and perfect poise. But behind those painted smiles and silk gowns lay a far darker reality. For centuries, women at royal court submitted themselves to terrifying beauty rituals. They smeared poisons on their skin, inhaled toxic fumes, and slowly destroyed their bodies, all to meet impossible standards. Today, we'll uncover the horrifying truth behind historical beauty. Lead powders, mercury rouges, arsenic creams, belladonna eye drops, and even elixirs made from ground mummies. Their beauty literally cost them their health, their minds, and often their lives. In medieval and early modern Europe, pale skin was the clearest sign of nobility. A sunburned face meant you worked outdoors. A porcelain complexion meant you were above labor, a person of rank. To achieve that look, women used powders and creams made with lead carbonate. Applied daily, these paints smoothed skin and erased blemishes. At first, the result was beautiful, pale, matte, flawless. But the side effects were horrific. Ulcers, rotting teeth, hair loss, chronic weakness, and slow organ failure. England's Elizabeth I famously relied on Venetian ceruse, a lead-based foundation. After surviving smallpox, she covered her scars with heavy white paint and made the look iconic. But decades of lead poisoned her body, leaving skin brittle and health fragile. Another tragic example is Maria Gunning, Countess of Coventry, celebrated for her beauty. She died in her 20s after years of lethal cosmetics. The whiter the face, the closer to a hidden danger. Pale skin alone wasn't enough. Women needed an illusion of health, rosy cheeks and red lips. For this, they used pigments like cinnabar, a mercury compound, and carmine made from crushed insects. Mercury gave a brilliant, long-lasting red, but it destroyed bodies slowly. Tremors, tooth loss, severe fatigue, mental disturbances. Catherine de Medici's court popularized many of these recipes. Her influence spread dangerous cosmetic fashions across Europe. Court ladies painted themselves red and smiled through tremors and hair loss. Without rouge, a woman risked being called sickly, so they poisoned themselves, trading long-term health for immediate elegance. By the 17th and 18th centuries, arsenic entered the beauty toolkit. Arsenic was believed to give skin a luminous, almost ethereal glow. Some even ingested tiny doses in the hope of clearer complexions. Creams and tonics laced with arsenic trioxide or rat poison compounds temporarily smoothed skin, but they burned the body from inside. Victims suffered nausea, hair loss, fainting spells, organ failure. In Austria and elsewhere, arsenic eaters were known for their pale glow but fatal decline. Imagine a princess applying arsenic cream before a ball, smiling at her reflection, oblivious that every application shortened her life. If powders and ointments weren't enough, courtiers tried exotic masks and rituals. Bird droppings, used historically in some cultures, were believed to bleach and smooth skin. Animal blood compresses pig, goat, even one's own blood after leaching were thought to restore freshness. Mixes of milk and urine served as cleansers. Urine's ammonia cleansed while milk softened. Some physicians recommended applying dead mice or toes to blemishes, claiming the creatures would draw out impurities. These practices sound grotesque now, but at the time they were treated as science, part of a shared medical and cosmetic understanding that makes folklore with early chemistry. The eyes were the most seductive feature. To enlarge and darken pupils, noble women used belladonna drops' deadly nightshade. A few drops made pupils dilate, giving a deep, soulful, doe-eyed look that was considered irresistible. But belladonna is highly poisonous. Repeated use damaged optic nerves and often led to partial or total blindness. Women gained an alluring stare at the price of their sight. The irony is brutal. The feature that won attention could also rob a woman of the ability to see. Hair, too, was sacrificed to fashion. Bleaches made from sulfur, alum, and even urine burned scalps and left bald patches. Wigs, powdered with starch and sometimes bone dust, attracted lice and fleas. Nests of pests hid beneath lofty coiffures. women scratched and bled beneath towering hairpieces. Perfumes masked the stench of unwashed bodies and rotten teeth, but they often contained turpentine, musk, and other harsh compounds that irritated lungs and liver when inhaled day after day. The air at court was heavy, with artificial scents of fragrant fog hiding decay. Desperate for youth, noble women drank elixirs. Recipes included powdered gold, crushed gemstones, antimony, and absurdly mummy powder, real preserved human remains imported from Egypt. People believed consuming powdered mummy preserved life. These mixtures didn't grant youth. They caused poisoning, digestive collapse, and ruined finances. The price of chasing immortality was often a wasted fortune and a slow, painful death. History records many victims. Elizabeth uncovered scars with lead for decades. Maria Gunning died young from cosmetic poisoning. Catherine de' Medici spread toxic recipes through her court. Marie Antoinette indulged in heavy powders and fragile health preceded her downfall. Even powerful women like Catherine the Great used heavy cosmetics that took a visible toll. Admired and envied, these women were also victims, their public image purchased at the cost of private suffering. It wasn't only women. Men powdered their faces, wore rouge, bathed in perfumes, and carried canes and fans as part of a courtly performance. Wigs and makeup were theatrical. The entire aristocracy took part in a ritualized display that masked disease and amplified aristocratic distance from reality. The stage was beautiful, but poison was backstage. Why would intelligent, powerful women submit to such dangers? Because beauty at court was political. A face represented family, dynasty, and influence. To age poorly was to risk losing favor, marriage prospects, or a place at the table. In a culture where power had a face, women learned to wear it even when it killed them slowly. The choice was often not choice at all. Adapt or be erased. The history of royal beauty is not a tale of glamour, it's a tale of suffering. White faces masked with lead, red mouths painted with mercury, eyes dulled by belladonna, skin eaten by arsenic, all for an illusion of perfection. The portraits that hang in museums show composed, serene faces. They hide the needles, the sores, the sleepless nights, and the slow poison. So next time you see a flawless portrait of a princess, remember, behind that painted smile may lie a life shortened by fashion, a body sacrificed to a standard that valued image above life. Would you trade your health, your sight, your teeth, your years for a moment of timeless beauty?